SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, just had the earnings report this morning, and I am more bullish than I have ever. It was a blowout earnings, and this earnings call just shows that Crystal Point, Anthony Noto, SOFI in general are executing on every single. They're running on every single cylinder. I don't even remember what the freaking saying is. Executing on every cylinder, whatever it is, all the cylinders, all the trapezoids, whatever. This earnings was it's 11 p.m. I just finished washing dishes. I highlighted a bunch of stuff that I found interesting. Let's just get into it. This is the SOFI transcript, SOFI earnings call transcript. First thing, 40% of new products opened by existing SOFI members. That tells you the cross buy is high, the highest level since 2022. What does that mean? That means that their flywheel is working. If none of the old customers are opening new products, then it's not a flywheel. They're just attracting new customers who might leave later. But the fact that 40% of new products are opened by existing SOFI members means that they're attracting those members, whether it's through whatever like a benefit, whatever promotion that they have, whatever advertising that they have. And after they attract those members are staying. They're in fact using more products than they have to, right? Maybe they join for Relay, or they join for Invest, or they join for personal loans, and they jump to something else. They jump to maybe banking. They jump to, I don't know, lending money, whatever it is. They are sticking. Their flywheel is working. 40% of new members opened by, 40% of new products are opened by SOFI members. I'm not editing this. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Next thing. On an annualized basis, we're now generating over 1.6 billion of free fee-based revenue. So in my previous video, talking about what I wanted to look for, I wanted to see whether or not, I wanted to see how their revenue makeup between fee-based revenue and lending revenue, basically banking activities like interest, lending, that type of stuff, compared to their fee-based revenue, which is more like a capital light, almost SaaS-like business where it's high margin and low risk, right? And they are increasing the revenue that's generated by that low risk, high margin part of their business. The thing is, it hasn't reached the majority just because of how well they're executing on their loans. This isn't like beating the interest or the banking activity revenue, because their banking and interest revenue is doing so well, right? So I don't even hate on this, man. This is wonderful news, right? Like, I'd rather them both segments of their business do well than only one of them do really well, right? This is great. Next thing, I want to highlight this. We've beaten the Rule of 40 benchmark every quarter since going public. That's 17 straight quarters over that time. Our average Rule of 40 score is 58%, making us a top performer among fintechs and technology companies more broadly. This quarter we hit 67. This is what I mean when I say, like, people are underestimating SOFI. They've been executing on every single cylinder. I still don't know what the freaking saying. I forgot. I'm too tired. Is that even the right saying? They've been running on all cylinders. I think that's the saying. There we go. They've been running on all cylinders, and they're just not getting the recognition. Yeah, they're starting to get recognition for it, but like, not the recognition that they should deserve, right? We've beaten the Rule of 40 benchmark every quarter. They missed once, and that's because they basically got rug pulled by the government. Next thing, okay, I wanted to hear what they were going to expand next regarding the money transfer product, right? First to Mexico, planned stage rollouts in Europe and South Africa, so that answered my question there, which is pretty good. I still want to see India, like Asia Pacific, those countries as well, but South America and Europe is really good as well, just because it just makes sense, right? Like, they're so close by, and it's also like they have better terms with the US, so it just makes sense. Yeah. Next thing, what does this say? Crypto. Anyone that's interested in crypto, this quarter will be relaunching the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto. Okay, so if you're excited about that, I don't really do that much crypto, to be honest, but hey, if you're excited about that, that's coming soon. That's coming within this quarter. That's another that's another revenue stream. Next, talking about AI. Remember what I said in my previous video with the predictions that I'm glad that SoFi isn't using AI to find loans, because we still have hallucinations in AI. We still have like problems with AI, right? And the fact I really do find it reassuring that they're using their AI for support chat, for impacting member satisfaction, cash coach, right? Things that won't create really bad negative black swans for SoFi's business. Nothing that will be earth-shattering for SoFi. And in fact, like these are basically all positive, right? Just basically trying to improve member satisfaction, which I really do appreciate. I really do find reassuring that they're not using it to just save money on finding loans, right? They actually have a process for finding loans, and I think that's really important to take note of. Next thing, what does it say? Importantly, we continue to increase the loan platform business near-term volume. Okay. So I wanted to talk about how they're extending the credit box of their loan platform business so that they can send out more loans and monetize more of that $100 billion of loan applications. This was answered right here. They didn't specifically tell us what their credit box is now, but they are extending it, which, again, bullish, because now you're accessing more of that $100 billion of loan applications that they were rejecting every year beforehand. That's great. And this sentence right here, which is basically half of my previous video, we have actually seen. Oh wait. Let me start from the very first part of the sentence. Recently, as some concerns have emerged within the private credit markets, we have actually seen our LPB partners lean in to do more with SoFi, not less, reflecting a flight to quality and durability through interest rate and economic cycles. Dude, this is big. This is massive. SoFi, everyone was like, oh no, banks are going to get screwed over. And here, SoFi is the tried and true, like, if they're the mama bear, when all the other banks are scared shitless, they go to SoFi to get those high quality loans that they can trust. That's how much SoFi's loans, that's what I said before, that SoFi's high quality loans, high quality customers, prime and like above prime customers, they are a part of SoFi's moat. And it adds to SoFi's credibility, and it's basically making them basically more durable. And in fact, you would say that this, in the terms or in the words of Nassim Taleb, SoFi is anti-fragile. Anti-fragile being, so just a random like tangent, but everyone tells you that you want to be durable instead of fragile, right? People think that the opposite of fragile is durable. Durable meaning that if something scary happens, right, you won't break first, right? You will be able to sustain that problem, and maybe you'll get a few scratches, maybe you'll get a few nicks, but you won't be destroyed by any turmoil, any type of black swan event. Anti-fragile is one step above durable, which means that it's not that you get nicks or you get scratches and you can survive. It's that you survive, overcome, and become better during turmoil. And that's what this is showing us in SoFi. They are making more money because people trust them, and they are a flight to quality. So in this economic downturn, that potential economic downturn where people are worried about credit risk and credit quality, people are going to SoFi and giving SoFi more money to do loans with. That just means that SoFi is just gonna benefit from other companies going down, right? It's like a forest fire. If all the other trees get burnt, and then SoFi just uses those burnt trees, those ashes, as soil as nutrients. That's what SOFI is. They are a flight to quality. They are anti-fragile. Okay, next thing. What is this? Oh, this cool credit card. 5% back on food. That's freaking awesome. I for sure am gonna get that if as soon as I get approved. That's freaking cool, right? 5% back on food. Awesome. So that's just gonna attract more members. More people are gonna use credit cards. Going back to here. Maybe what if they extend their credit box? Then are they gonna reduce the quality of their customers? Are they gonna be more dangerous? Average FICO credit score 745 of personal loans, 773 of student loan borrowers. Okay, they're still maintaining their average FICO credit scores. Next thing, net charge-offs were down more than 20 basis points in the third quarter. Super strong, right? They're actually getting stronger and more durable. This could also be SOFI might be seeing that they might have data on the economy and they're thinking, okay, well, the economy's starting to look a little bit worse, a little bit more scary. So we need to buckle down. We need to be more safe than we were before. So let's just try to make it even safer and like be a little bit more strict with who we loan out to. That's what I assume this could be. That's just a guess. What is this? In fact, Q3. Okay, this is also wild. Everything here is wild, right? I purposely highlighted this stuff, so I think it's wild. In fact, Q4 will likely be the first quarter where we generate more revenue from home loans than from student loan refinance. More revenue from home loans than from student loan refinance. They started off doing student loan refinancing. Their first product ever was student loan refinancing. And they barely just got into home loans, and now they're saying that they're going to get... hey, maybe they're just thinking, maybe they're forecasting, we're going to do jack shit with student loan refinancing, and then we'll get like $1 from home loans. But I doubt that's the case. I doubt that's the case, right? So this speaks volumes to how... And I think that means that basically, because we're already almost a month into Q4, right? So they already have data. They already have hard data on a third of Q4, right? So they see the trend, and I think that means that there's a lot of people using SOFI for those home loans, right? As I said in a previous video, I think it was last video again. There's heavier web traffic going directly from SOFI to DocuSign. It makes sense. Next thing, Galileo. I talked about this. Talking about their tech platform segment. Just announced a partnership with one of the largest airlines in North America, Southwest Airlines, which is awesome. They also signed 2 major consumer banks, our largest yet, which they're hiding from us, which I do not appreciate. Thank you very much. But this is also wild. Hey, more partners, awesome. And they probably already made the deal. They're just like waiting probably for like a technical analysis. They're just waiting for like perfect technical analysis here, and they're just gonna drop the news just to rocket ship it to the moon. Not financial advice, but that's what I mean. I don't know. Come on. Okay, there's probably just some legal thing. It probably has nothing to do with technical analysis, but I'm just kind of whatever the word is, blabbering at this point because I'm kind of tired. Next thing. Oh, here's what I talked about before, right? Financial service revenue per product surpassed $100 for the first time, reaching a record of $104. This is what I said before when I said it's not that the financial services isn't catching up. It's that because both the financial services and the banking services, like the loans and the interest, are going up like at the same time, then even if this one's going up really quickly, this one's going up equally as quickly, right? So that means that's why financial services hasn't passed banking services in terms of like their revenue makeup, which is really, really bullish, right? Because this one's increasing quickly, and banking and loans and that type of revenue is also increasing equally quickly. Oh, going on. What else did I highlight? I highlighted, what is this? Flight to quality, again, they mentioned flight to quality a lot because every other bank is quivering in their boots about credit losses, credit risk, etc. So this is just this. I highlight it every time I see it. This is freaking wonderful. This part talks about how when we're entering a Fed cutting cycle, right? This is good because why? When Fed funds are low, it's going to be really hard for non-bank and non-lending companies to compete with us. It's easy when rates are high. It's easy when rates are high, when Fed funds are high, but when they're low, it's going to be hard for them to compete with us. So that's just going to make the moat of SoFi having a bank, which has been a hindrance to the stock price forever, right? But now, finally, it's gonna be useful. We can finally, it will finally be a moat, I guess. Even though it's been a moat for the past, 3 years. But maybe this can increase our stock price instead of dropping it. Stupid. Anyway, so this is also really bullish, right? Just saying, like, we're entering a cycle that makes SoFi even more competitive than it already is. Keep going. This is talking about crypto again. I already highlighted that. Buy, sell, hold crypto again, right? There was one thing about crypto that I didn't really understand. I was hoping you guys could have some thought about, like, if you guys had any thought about it, if you guys could maybe explain in the comments or something. But he talks about how you leveraging the SoFi USD stablecoin that we plan to launch, and because they're a tier 1 bank, they could take the reserves of our stablecoin, put them at the bank, and earn Fed funds. So they'd be earning like a type of interest or like some type of yield on their stablecoin. I thought that wasn't allowed, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too knowledgeable on this stablecoin stuff. But when they talked about it, when Chris Lapointe talked about it, he seemed really bullish and really excited about this product. I am not an expert in this at all, but I was wondering if any of you guys had any thoughts on it. So please, any help would be really appreciated. Again, talking about, I'd say it's generally been a competitive environment, but this part, our personal loans. I thought this was one of the best statements from this entire earnings call, right? Where he basically talks about how, they ask about the platform loan, like the personal loans, and basically why, like, where the competition is coming from and like what's up, right? He says, I'd say it's generally been a competitive environment, but from entities that are not large national banks or the top 10 in our country. They just don't offer this product. And he talks about the reason why they don't offer this product. It's because offering this product to basically consolidate personal loans, like your credit card loans or whatever loans, into one loan at a lower interest rate would cannibalize their credit card revenues from those large banks, because those large banks they're charging you 25, 20%, 30% interest on their credit card balances, and that's where they make the bulk of their money. But then SoFi's core mission is getting your money right? They want the customer to get their money right. They want to help the customer. They don't want to gouge them for every nickel and dime that they have, right? And I think that this speaks volumes to who said it? I think it was Jeff Bezos, who said something like, what benefits the customer will always in the long term benefit the shareholders. And I think that this shows you that, like, they actually believe, and they are actually trying to achieve their mission statement of getting the customer's money right? Of having the customer get their money right. And I think that this single statement really does. It doesn't define their moat, but it defines the reason why members and why other people will keep flocking to SoFi over these other banks, because SoFi really does have their members' interest at heart. And I think that this is really, really, really a really good statement that I think to end on, actually. I think that's the last thing I highlighted. Yeah. But yeah, so super bullish, super excited about just SoFi in general. But also the other thing I really wanted to notice down that I didn't see anyone else talk about is if you look at this entire transcript, you'll notice that Krista Point talks a lot, right? So I think that like when you have other companies where you have this really bad He-Man risk, right? You can say the company is doing really well, but you have this really scary He-Man risk. It feels like Anthony Noto, he's CEO, but he is really preparing other people in his management to become CEO if anything happens. Right? He has Crystal Point actually talks for, I'd say, if not equal amount to Anthony Noto, then more than Anthony Noto. Like, he actually, I feel like if you look at all these, if you look through this entire statement, Crystal Point talks a lot. I don't know what that is. Unidentified. Okay, that's not it. But like, yeah, Crystal Point talks a lot, and like, it really does seem like Anthony Noto is really preparing for anything that might hit the fan. Like, he has everything. Like, he even thinks about this, right? Like think about Tesla, right? The He-Man risk is so bad that shareholders are willing to they're willing to bribe the He-Man with $1 trillion. That's like $1 trillion just so to bribe him so that he doesn't leave. Okay? I don't know. Whatever. Sorry, I'm a little bit whatever. But yeah, I really do think I've never been more bullish on SoFi. This entire thing was just awesome. The fact that it dropped right after earnings, that made no sense. It made no sense. They beat everything. What? Sell the news? Is that your reasoning? Sell the news? Come on, come on. I'm so excited. Let's go SoFi. Peace. I'm not editing this. Whatever I say stays in here. Bye.